Hello YouTubers, welcome to Junior here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the news update that just dropped on the Battlefield website. So they have brought out more concept exploration for the new In the Name of Za DLC, also called the Russian DLC. I'm just going to use that term because the other one is, a little bit harder to pronounce. And they've also heard our feedback of the community, and they are going to be pushing updates out monthly, as well as many other things. So I'm going to cover all that in today's video. So we're going to start out with the Russian DLC. So the first concept exploration that we can see here is some kind of a big mountainous area with a lot of snow. But the most interesting thing I find are all the cavalry guys that we can see up close. They have these spears. Now, spears would be crazy interesting to have. I think that would be great. Instead of always having the cavalry sword, maybe it would have more reach. Maybe you could throw it or something like that. I think it would be very interesting to see those in Battlefield 1, as well as this vehicle that's here. I suppose it's going to be a new transport vehicle of some kind, although it does look like there's a turret in the back, but I can't really tell all that much. But it really does look like a turret in the back, so that looks pretty cool also. And in general, the snow maps, I've always liked them. They've always been really good maps and really good DLCs for the past Battlefield games, so I am expecting nothing less of it being great for Battlefield 1 also. Moving on to the next concept exploration image. This one seems to be more of a naval battle kind of thing. So we have the torpedo boats here. Something that looks kind of like the Dreadnought or a battleship out in the background on the right hand side of the image. But the most interesting thing is the big cannon in the front of the image here. So obviously this is going to be probably the most useful piece of equipment for soldiers to take out boats. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to take out boats pretty easily with this. It's really exciting to see how this is going to work out, if it's going to work a little bit like a fortress gun, or it's going to be something totally different and it's going to shoot higher damaging rounds. So that looks really interesting, and the concept on this map looks awesome, like with the water everywhere and soldiers on the side here, just on the shores, just shooting down at the boats. I think this is going to be a really interesting map to see if how they're going to balance out water combat as opposed to foot soldiers and all that, and if we're going to get tanks, or it's pretty much only going to be boats. So I'm really looking forward to that. The third concept exploration image here is there's nothing much that we can get out of this other than the train has a large snowplow on the front, and there seems to be a lot of snow in this map. Like, look at the side of the train, you can't even see the tracks, there's so much snow. So I would suppose that this map is going to be like in the dead of winter, where it's really cold and there's a lot of snow. I'm not sure where we'll be located, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be somewhere in Russia, maybe the northern part of Russia, where it gets really cold, like minus 70s degrees Celsius. So that's going to be really interesting, and I've always liked having this different type of terrain. So I just can't wait for this DLC to come out. I'm hoping it's going to come out before summer hits. Like probably early spring or something like that, or late spring. We have no information on when it's going to drop, but it's going to be really interesting. There was also another image, concept exploration image, that I talked about in a previous video when they pretty much announced all the DLCs and what they're going to be called and everything. I'm not going to talk about it in this one because I've talked about it in previous videos, so I'm not going to talk about it in this one. I'm just going to move on to the rest of what is in this post. Also, I'll leave a link in the description down below if you guys want to go read the article for yourselves. So what I was talking about in the beginning of the video is we are now going to get monthly Battlefield 1 updates, as opposed to having seasonal ones. They're going to roll out updates monthly, so this is going to lead to a lot more problems being solved, and them getting the community feedback and pushing out patches or updates a lot quicker than having them seasonal. So what they say here is, we're devoted to bringing you the best gaming experience in Battlefield 1. In the past, we did this in the form of seasonal patches. Considering all we have in store for Battlefield 1, we've decided to move to monthly updates. With this new tempo, we're going to bring you more of what you want faster than ever. Turning your feedback into battle-tested improvements that everyone will love is important to us. We'll utilize the community test environment to iterate on your ideas and find the best ways to make our favorite game even better. So this is cool because they're really listening to the community, and that's what we want. Because personally, for me, I've kind of fallen away from Battlefield 1. I don't feel the urge to play it as much as I did with previous Battlefield games. I just feel as though there's something missing. So hopefully those monthly updates and all the feedback they're getting from the community is going to bring some of that back and pull a lot of veteran players back in, or even get new players playing Battlefield, because I do want this game to last long. But in the state it is right now, I don't think it's going to last that long on PC, because it's a very fierce market and there's a lot of companies pushing out first-person shooters that can compete with what the big AAA titles are trying to do. So the next part I want to talk about is the platoons. So we're finally getting platoons into Battlefield 1, which is great, and it says it's going to be in a spring update coming soon, so it's probably going to be in April sometime. So we're finally going to be able to get platoons, get clan tags or platoon tags, and platoon emblems. So it's just going to be an easier way to have a bunch of friends in a platoon and like go and fight, and everybody knows these people are all playing together. So that's going to be something that we've all been looking forward to and we all missed from Battlefield 4. There's also going to be in-game improvements and tweaks to operations. So they say, planning for our next releases, we've heard you loud and clear. We will have some work to do to make the game as frictionless as possible. We're dedicated to the May update to revisions that will improve your quality of life in Battlefield 1. This includes streamlining the flow into matches, especially operations, and improving many gameplay grievances that will hopefully make the action feel more balanced and fair. The development team is also working on a feature update to the Battlefield 1 rent-a-server program, which we hope to release soon. So this is great news for communities or people that are renting servers. They're going to get probably more control over their servers and more options and all that stuff, so that's awesome. That's what we needed for the rent-a-server program. And something else that's interesting is it says streamlining the flow into matches, especially operations. I personally don't play operations all that much because I find it is quite difficult to find a match most of the time, and you're in empty servers, which is kind of lame. And the time that I do have to game, I don't want to spend it in an empty server waiting for it to fill up. So I mostly just play Conquest and other game modes. So I can't really talk about this, but if it does improve the flow into matches, and it's just going to make it so that you find operation game modes faster, I think that's a great way to promote that game mode, because it is a very good game mode. It's very well thought, but I feel as though it's too difficult to find matches, and that's why I don't play it. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully it's a very bright future for Battlefield 1. I do hope it is. Leave a comment down below to let me know if you guys are excited for the Russian DLC, the platoons, or monthly updates or whatever. Also, while you're down there, be sure to hit the like button if you liked the video, the dislike button if you didn't, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.